The final objective in your text, and actually becomes part of your appendix, is an important topic. So I do want us to address the appendix here. I want us to talk about a little bit about transfer pricing, what it is, when we use it, and how we determine what a transfer price happens to be. So why do we have transfer pricing? When companies decentralize, then one division of the company may send parts to another division. For example, when I worked at United Technologies, we had different plants within our organization, within our umbrella, that manufactured parts and sent them to us, and we manufactured parts that we sent to units within the overall United Technology division, even though we were located across the United States. And so we have to determine, if we're all part of one large organization, how do we decide what price to use when we're transferring parts between different divisions in the organization? And this is the transfer price. So as we move through this part of the lecture, I just want you to understand what the transfer price is and how we determine what amount we can use. So when we're trying to set transfer prices, your book says there are two main objectives. Okay, we certainly want goal congruence within our organization. So we want, because we're all part of one main incorporation or one main organization, and we want to maximize profits for the organization as a whole. But we also need to be able to evaluate the managers of each different division that are a part of that entire organization. So we have a transfer price that your book says can range from variable cost to the outside market price. And so let's talk about this first. If I am a division of United Technology and I am sending someone else within that division a part, then I at least need to be able to recover the variable costs that I have incurred in that part to send it to someone else. Okay, the fixed costs are going to be part of my organization regardless of whether I am selling parts to other people within my division. So I'm really not going to consider fixed cost in my price, but I do need to at least cover all of my variable costs and maybe some markup, but the outer range is the outside market price. So somewhere in between these two is what we're looking at. And the minimum, as we said, the minimum price would be, what is your variable cost per unit? Bill that to your existing division. The maximum price would be, well, what am I selling? If I'm manufacturing that same part for someone else outside in the marketplace, what do I sell it to them for? That is my outside market price, and that is also an option for transferring a part to another division or a product to another division. So we can see in a nice little graphic here that we at least need to cover our variable costs when we're manufacturing for someone else, okay? And so we've got to cover those, and then possibly, is there some additional contribution margin that our organization will allow the division that's manufacturing the part to charge to increase the price and at least have some contribution margin for the part that they are delivering. And then obviously the maximum range here is, what's the market price? Right, so how do we decide? If we are operating at capacity, okay, first of all, what does that mean? If I am utilizing 100% of my machines, 100% of my people, and there's no way that I could possibly take on any additional orders, okay, so I am at capacity, then if I am manufacturing a part for someone within my own division, I'm probably going to consider the market price for them, because I am, in essence, at the point where I am turning away outside sales to manufacture a part for someone in my division. So at that point, we could possibly justify selling our part to them at a market-based transfer price. So the opportunity cost is what we're looking at here. What are we giving up by choosing to manufacture for my division instead of an existing new customer? All right, what about when we're below capacity? Okay, and so if we are below capacity, as your book says, or we have excess capacity, these actually mean the same thing, believe it or not. If if I have 100% capacity and I am only using up 70% of my machine time, 70% of my direct labor time, then I have excess capacity. I'm operating below what I could actually produce. And if that's the situation and one of my division needs parts, then I should consider transferring my price to them at a cost-based pricing range. Okay, and it might be cost plus some small amount, but if you think about, let's go back to those fixed costs again. Those fixed costs for my organization, to have my facility, to have my machinery, to have my supervisors, I'm going to incur those regardless of whether I'm at 70% capacity or 100% capacity. So it's nice if I have excess capacity and one of my divisions needs parts, then at least even if I am selling them at cost plus some small markup, then I'm able to spread my fixed cost out over more units during the year. So there are some consequences with doing this. There are some international tax consequences that happen when you have divisions within different international locations. And in some situations, it's simply hard to determine what the market price is for your product when it is so unique. All right, so these are the terminology and the phrases and the things that I'd like for you to know about transfer pricing. Take a break at this point and go back, review your notes, and I will have some homework assignments for you to work related to each one of these objectives.